Hi guys, and welcome back to another football design video. Today's video is on a stat banner that I made for my Wolves rebrand. You can see that on my Instagram page, which I'll tag on the video right now. So go and follow that if you'd like to see some of my work that I produce on YouTube, actually on a social media platform. But anyway, so I've got my Matheus Cunha, as he's going to be the player that I'm doing the stats on. He's been on fire this season. So I've just gone for a nice colour fill of yellow as a background, and then I'm just going to go into camera raw filter and play around with the clarity and the textures and the shadows and highlights. Again, I've said this in many of my other videos, camera raw filter is one of the big difference makers to a design. I really feel like it can just make the design look that much better when you use it right. And then I've just gone into image and adjustments and added a shadow and highlights layer at about 25%. So next, I'm just going to create a new layer, and I'm going to go to Edit, Fill, 50% Grey, and I'm going to go to Camera Raw Filter and pull up the grain and turn the blend to hard light. And I'll just reduce the opacity to about 25% just to bring that grain to the background and make it look like a more of a poster. So for my kind of stats, I'm going to have them in these nice kind of what are they? Pentagons, hexagons. I've not done maths in a long time, so apologies for that. But they're the shape of the Wolves badge, as you can see. You normally have the wolf little logo in the middle, and so I thought this is quite a cool little addition, as it's kind of keeping that consistency between the Wolves brand, the logo, and tying it in with the design concept. But anyways, I've just added another layer, and I've clicked that to Matheus Cunha, and I've added a 50% grey again, and I've put the blend to overlay, and then I'm just going to go to the burn tool, and I'm literally going to colour in the highlights, the shadows with the burn tool. I did this for a lot of my subjects. It just makes the character stand out a little bit more as you're defining the areas. And yeah, it just looks more. It looks like more suitable for the design, more artistic, let's just say. So once you've done that, I go to the dodge tool, which is the opposite, and I just paint over the highlights, so the lighter areas, just to make the highlights stand out a little bit more. And this is something you don't have to do. I mean, I do it to most of my players, but it makes a little difference, and I like what it does, but it's not a must. You don't have to do this to all your designs. And then I just added a color lookup of 3 strip, just to bring the saturation up, and I'm just playing around with the opacity because it's made the kit look a little bit too orange for my liking, because it's not really matching with the background. Right, so next we're going to add some text to the stat banner, as obviously it needs to have text on it because it's a stat banner. So I'm just going to write in Matheus Cunha, as he's the player that we're doing the stats on. And I'm using I think it's a Chakra Patch font. This is what I found off Envato Elements. This is a subscription-based kind of design website. You've probably come across it before, so I can't actually drop this font in the comments below, unfortunately, but I'm sure you might be able to find something similar if you're wanting this kind of typography. Maybe in defont.com. That's another really useful place where you can get your fonts from. But anyways, back to the video. I'm just adding in some design shapes really to the piece now. So I'm adding in just this line, and yeah, just kind of playing around with what I think looks good, what's pleasing to the eye. Right, so next I've just got another colour fill of black, and I've just inverted that by clicking Command I on the layer mask, and then I'm just going to get a white soft brush, and I'm going to paint in the shadows underneath Cunha. And so I have the flow to about 30%, and I'll just gradually paint in the shadows. I like to take my time with the shadowing because you want to make it look as realistic as possible and just as crisp as possible underneath the feet. I think it really makes a big difference when you get the shadowing right, and it just adds another dimension to the design. So next, we are going to go and just play around with some of the text again. But now I need to throw in the Premier League logo, obviously, because these are obviously it's the league that Wolves play in, and these are stats from the Premier League. But then I'd realised I didn't like the white bit of the background of the logo, so I just went to blend if and dragged the white away. And then just a colour overlay on top of that, just to make it the colour of the other shapes on the piece. And here I'm just making a little addition to the design, just adding in a few lines here, as it's looks like it's kind of just feeding off and connecting to the individual stat shapes. So here I have these cool grids, PNG grids that I like to use. And I think on a stat banner it kind of complements the design really well. So I just gone into color overlay. I've just clicked on the layer, gone color overlay, and gone with the black that I've used for the other shapes. And I've just put that behind Cunha. I think that was a nice little addition to the piece. And it looks, this kind of the grid looks like it should be on kind of like a stat banner. So I think it is a nice little addition. Coming into the final stages of the design, I've just added another text layer, and I've put in Wolves at a nice bold italic typography. And I'm just dragging that and putting that at the top of the piece. And then I'm dragging that all the way back down to the bottom, just over the background layer. And there we have it, guys. Here is my final design on the Wolves stat banner from Matheus Cunha. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm happy with how this kind of stat banner came out. I think it's quite professional, slick, and not too over the top, but also it offers quite a lot of kind of visual cues as well, which is obviously nice. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below in the comments, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe button to never miss another video. There's plenty more content coming your way, so just stay tuned. Until next time, guys, have a great week. That is Boss Designs.